This is Proof, brought to you by Wheatley Vodka. I'm Chord Overstreet here with Harlan Wheatley, Master Distiller at Buffalo Trace. We're going to be traveling around the country, challenging bartenders on their skills.
Oh no, he didn't.
Cut your finger and pencils down. There's going to be 3 bartenders, 3 rounds, and 3 unique cocktails. Let's meet the judges.
I'm Charity Johnston, and I am the beverage director for the Madeira Group.
I'm Josh Sukan. I am a bar consultant in Los Angeles.
And I'm Harlan Wheatley, Master Distiller at Buffalo Trace. Creativity is right up Buffalo Trace's alley, so I'm looking forward to today.
Let's meet the bartenders.
My name is Harry Chin. I am the bar director at Here's Looking at You restaurant in Koreatown, Los Angeles, California.
I'm Jameson Algot, managing partner at Neat. It's a spirits and cocktail bar in West LA.
I'm Lindsay Barker. I'm a bartender at Bar Flores, soon to be open in Echo Park, Los Angeles, California.
So here are the rules. Each bartender must make 3 of the same drink per round, 1 for each judge. Each round is 5 minutes. Bartenders must use the mystery ingredient in some form. Bartenders have the option to not use one of the provided ingredients. All other provided ingredients must be used. Round 1 is a classic cocktail, the Bloody Mary. The ingredients provided are Wheatley Vodka, tomato juice, citrus, garlic salt or salt, Tabasco sauce, and then the mystery ingredient.
Beef jerky. All right, rock and roll. Ladies first.
Oh, 2 different flavors.
Is there a vegan option?
There's turkey.
All right, guys, you guys have 5 minutes. Boom.
Anyone got a burger? Anyone got a burger for me?
Down to a minute. You got 1 minute left. Got some like fight music behind you guys. 10 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. Wow, look at these garnishes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pencils down. All right, let's see what we got here.
Good job.
All right, so Lindsay, start us off with your cocktail, the name of it.
So I named the Bloody Mary Bloody Days Like These, because we've all had days like these. Definitely a hint of spice to it with a Serrano tincture. We may have a house-made chamoy on the rim, which adds a little tanginess, a little sweetness to it. Fresh sea salt on top, and then the garnish is dill, so you get that really nice garden flavor on the nose as well as the spiciness on the palate.
So my Bloody Mary is called David Bloody Green. Bloody Marys can be really gloppy. You know, the idea is to hide the spirit, and I wanted to sort of show it off. In my mix, we have a lot of horseradish, a little bit of a hazy IPA, which adds some effervescence. And then the wasabi sea salt helps to alter the mouthfeel as you're basically rehydrating yourself with the cocktail.
My Bloody Mary is called the Crushed and Bloody. I went with more of a thick, chunky style. The Wheatley Vodka with the 82 proof gives it a little bit of a nice white pepper finish. The black pepper is already in there, added by me. I garnished it with Spanish Basque pickled peppers. The secret ingredient, I used the sweet jalapeno beef jerky.
First of all, nice job, you guys. They all taste great for different reasons. We were just saying that. I kind of was hoping that someone would use the beef jerky for a different reason. You know, we all had them as garnish, but I think you guys had explanations. If each one of you can tell me why Wheatley works with this cocktail.
What I liked about the Wheatley vodka is that it's not super high in alcohol taste-wise for most vodkas, because sometimes it can be really sharp, kind of like, you know, just a little too much in a drink, and it has a little bit of a floral quality to it that I think really balances out the spiciness in my drink. Personally, I think that adds a really nice touch to it without overwhelming or making it too strong in any sense as well. It adds a really nice balance to it.
So to have a little bit of a higher proof vodka with some vanilla on the nose and the palate really helps to sort of punch through a lot of the spice. The tomato especially can be really, like I said, gloppy. So I'm a big fan of this vodka across all cocktails, but especially in the Bloody that I made because it combines with the effervescence.
The vodka itself has kind of a creamy, silky texture. So I think that works real nicely with the chunkiness of my cocktail. It's kind of like mixing tomato bisque with chunky vegetable soup.
Moving on to round 2, I'm going to give you the list of ingredients. We have Wheatley Vodka, Grand Gala, orange liqueur, citrus, and then the mystery ingredient.
Chocolate-covered espresso beans.
We have 5 minutes. On go. What are you cooking over here?
Something tasty.
Good answer. Good answer.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes left. 2-minute warning.
All right.
There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pencils down. So Jameson, tell us about your drink.
Okay, my drink is called the Rosemary Jane. I purposely avoided shaking the cocktail with citrus. Citrus was my ingredient that I omitted because almost every cocktail you hear of outside of martinis or Vespers are going to be shaken. So it's kind of a Hail Mary. Adding some delicate flavors is really going to allow the vodka to show, which is a very rare thing in cocktails. Chocolate-covered espresso beans I microplaned in the tin, or in the mixing glasses rather, and allow them to sort of combine and aggregate before presenting.
Thank you.
What was the name again?
Rosemary Jane.
Rosemary Jane.
My cocktail's called the Kentucky Gala. I try to keep it a little festive, refreshing, bright. Start with a watermelon verbena, which is a little out of left field. Chocolate handles fruity notes real well. Naturally, Wheatley Vodka with its vanilla notes complements the chocolate very well. I used some ground gala to blend it all together.
Cocktail's name, if anybody's a Drake fan, is Passionate from Miles Away. That being said, there's passion fruit and a coconut to like a combination that I did create for it. Passion fruit flower on top to give a little more aroma. With the floral qualities of the vodka itself, they kind of complement each other a lot. A little bit of lemon juice, some fresh aloe to give it some texture that I hand cut and put in the cocktail. And the special ingredient, secret ingredient, actually works pretty well with the coconut in the mixture as well. So it actually all kind of complements with the nut and the chocolate and the richness. I still kept to the classic like sour drink, but wanted to stay away from Grandma's Lemon Drop from 1985.
You know, when you compare it to the Bloody Mary round, it kind of had this set of parameters, and versus this one, I can kind of start to taste your personalities in each of these things. I think y'all did a very good job in explaining kind of where your thought process is going with it all.
And this final round is cocktail freedom. So you're free to make whatever cocktails you want with the secret ingredient. And by the way, you can opt out of one ingredient on the list of citrus, syrup, honey, all the stuff, but you have to use the secret ingredient.
And we're working with bourbon.
That's a mind blower.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On your marks, get set, mix. Flames are coming out.
All right.
All right, guys, minute and a half.
Good.
Things I could do with a minute and a half. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pencils down.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Somebody more irresponsible
That's
than
my
me
class.
put fire in my hands. So
Right here in the middle.
Straight from Vegas. I guess you guys are gonna have to share this trough.
That
Here
is.
we go. Get in there, Harley.
Oh, hold on.
Serious?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is happening right here.
Wow. That is one heck of a drink right there.
All right, so Harry, round 3 is complete. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind your masterpiece.
So, this social bowl is called the Hawaiian Harlan, because if
Hawaiian Oh, wow, all right. We need to take Harlan down to Hawaii.
I use 2 parts Wheatley Vodka, and then I use 1 part Buffalo Trace and 1 part 51 Cachaça.
All right, I like the cachaça.
Yeah, the Cachaças was mainly more for a modifier, and being like kind of a punch, it's just kind of like fitting to use a little bit of that funky grassiness to modify the vodka. The bourbon, I was excited to pull that out of the mystery box because the bourbon is the middle. It just like fits those things so well. Sweetened with a little bit of honey. It's kind of like a social celebration, a celebration of Harlan's products. Yeah.
So I actually did a split base of the Buffalo Trace and the Wheatley Vodka. I was really excited, like Harry said, to see the Buffalo Trace come out of the box because with all the other ingredients that I added to the cocktail, they all really complement each other. So the cocktail is called Stirry Night. I really like puns a lot. I haven't used the pun yet, so I'm excited to do that for the final cocktail. There is a lo-fi Amaro in it, which is a very, very floral Amaro. Really light, not quite as viscous as traditional style Amaro, not quite as herbaceous. And there is also a sarsaparilla and vanilla bean tea tincture as well. And I didn't opt out any of the ingredients. I added honey to it as well to sort of add to the quality of thinking of like a nice like nightcap, nighttime, very easy drinking, sipping cocktail.
My cocktail is called From Paris with Love. What I was going for originally before the mystery ingredient was revealed, in contrast to the first two cocktails, was negative space. So you're not going to be tasting the spirit. And when the bourbon came out, I panicked a little bit. But as I thought through it for a few seconds, I realized that the sweetness of the bourbon is really going to match up nice with not only the spice of the ginger, but also the sort of delicate sweetness of the pear.
We've done all 3 rounds of cocktails here. You guys have done a great job of mixologing. If you could all leave. So we could all judge you behind your back. No, it's it.
They all shined in different parts of the competition. Jameson and Lindsay did spirit forward cocktails, which I think with vodka is not what you expect, but I love that.
I think the Kentucky Gala from Harry, when it was the second round, his cocktail that was used the watermelon verbena in there, when he gets a broader spectrum to work with.
I think, I gave the high scores for Harry's last drink because the creativity's through the park, out of the park. And then, like I said, it's like a fireworks show. It's
It has your
grand
name in it.
finale. Yeah, it did have it. You can name it other things, but, the drink itself was good. And it's versatile, so you can do different things with it.
I mean, that looks like it takes way more time than 5 minutes.
That was impressive
And he was
actually
done
too,
kind of
yeah.
before
Yeah.
the 5 minutes, yeah. I have Harry 122, Jameson 111.
118 and Lindsay 120.
All right, we're actually really close.
I have Lindsay at 128, Jameson at 125, and Harry at 128.
All right, guys. It's time to come out and face the judges.
Welcome back, everyone. You guys did a fantastic job. Honestly, you exceeded my expectations. I think all of us as well. I loved how different and individual each of you were.
It was interesting, the opening round being Bloody Marys again. How far can you take a Bloody Mary? But it was cool to see how you all branched off in your own ways. And then going to the second round, it's that next step of, okay, the personality is spreading a little bit more. And then the third round, when you all had basically free reign on everything. Like, it was kind of cool watching your creative processes kind of blossom in different directions, right?
Yeah, I agree with everything they've said. I think you 3 are really good representatives of what's going on all over the country and really the whole world. And the creativity really complements the spirits that you're using usually. And this is really good examples across the board. I think what I always look at from a supplier perspective is, can you bring this drink to the market? And, is it something that the bartenders can get behind? Is this something you're excited about? Do you want to use Wheatley Vodka in your next cocktail? I think you did a great job, and this is the reason we get excited about the innovation that we're trying to produce. We want to produce, things that you can use and get behind. And so really good job on all the drinks. I mean, I didn't taste any bad drinks today. So great job all across the board. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, so it was a unanimous decision. All the votes totaled up to the same way. The numbers were a little different, but we all scale it differently. But the decision was Harry wins the competition by a nose.
Thank you guys for watching. This is Proof. See you at the next city.